Welcome to the Cranberry Bog Inn. Just like standard clear weather, you'll note how it's a lot less garish on the red, and I don't know whether the clear filter happens inside the mushroom cloud. I'll have to see what that looks like. That might be interesting. It might be even invisible, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to have all of these buffs, including some crit damage, just to speed this up a little bit, and with the special at that, 34, which means we can go ahead and get our Gauss miniguns firing for a lot of damage. Now, I've got a Vampires one just in case I'm getting my ass whooped, but I don't think that'll be a problem. I've got a Bloodied one with extra crit damage and faster reload, so just shoving an extra mag, and this will be a lot faster than usual. We've got lock and load to help that too. And then we've got this one, which has also faster reload, but a little bit more VATS hit chance, so we'll have to rely less. We can rely less on concentrated fire. Depending on how we go, we might just use either one of these, but we're about 30 seconds away from the nuke coming down, so it's probably a good idea to start gaining some adrenaline. And I'm going to be relying a lot on gun fu here, but as a little preliminary test just to see how we go. Okay, so here's a problem. We're going to have issues with the Scorched Beast Queen flying too far away. So we'll have to watch that. But if we can lock on and dial in and start rolling out the crit damage, then we'll be in good shape. We'll grab some Rad Shield. We'll also grab some Nuka-Cola Vaccinated because I can. Normally I wouldn't, but it's free crafting, so may as well, right? And then we'll sit on top of the pay-to-win tent, and we'll see what we can do. Probably want to target a wing first, just so we can get that thing crippled. There we go. We'll let Concentrated Fire do its work. By now we would have blasted through many magazines and AP bars, but we don't have that problem. And right now I'm regretting not utilizing one gun army. So what I might do instead is just go to the head and... Hang on, this Scorched Beast is trying to do unnatural things. You need to go away, mate. So we're actually smashing the crits out at the moment. Another thing I could have run is just a medics one, so we'd only get the heals on the crits, but we'll have plenty of that. Armor is holding fast. We're only seem to be doing 17 damage, so I dare say that the Grenadier perk is not helping us out here. And despite smashing criticals every other shot, it doesn't seem to be doing a lot more in terms of what damage we get out of it. Oh, okay, that's Nerd Rage now, isn't it? Maybe we're outside of Nerd Rage for a second. Just gonna back out of this, do a purified water, yum. Just to get a little bit of health back. And it's finally dropped over there. That's kind of... yeah, whatever, it's fine. So we're making good time on it. But the Gauss minigun probably isn't my best choice. I chose this thing because... and just to see, we actually do have Grenadier on. I chose it because I thought it'd have a really good balance of fire rate, but I think the better choice here would have been a Gatling Plasma. That just seems to be just a consistently better weapon. At least we've got the head crippled now. We'll go for the wing again. Well, actually, it's near Mutation Station. We'll go for the head still. Now, I didn't think I'd be able to just sit here and plink at her like this, but it appears that she's staggering quite a bit because she's not even able to get up any of her scream attacks, save for the very few that she's getting. So that's interesting. I think I hear some sort of damage over time monster. We'll pop a thing and then we'll keep going. So even in this state, the Gauss minigun basically using aimbots just to track every single shot possible. It's not... I mean, it's quick, but you gotta think about how much ammo we're going through here. It'd be massive. Also, what are you pissing on over there? It's really weird. And it's kind of disappointing that the Scorched Beast Queen here isn't going to be taking that extra damage from the Grenadier, because right now we're only hitting them for what I believe to be, when you factor in... well, this isn't the crits though. It's pretty good. But if you factor in all of the hits that we get just with the bullets and then the damage reduction that the Scorched Beast Queen gets, okay, that's better. I think we actually staggered her out of landing there. Classic. what's going to come out of this gun bash to stop the barrel moving, or just to give me a little bit of a time buffer to all that happening. And we'll keep going. Now, obviously, in the base game, there are much more efficient ways to solo a Scorched Beast Queen. So even if we had the heavy guns being actually able to use and spam in VATS, I don't really think this is all that great. We might actually be doing a better job here if I was using something like a power armor instead, which we're going to burn through the fusion cores, but I might just hop in just to see what's what, because I don't think I'm getting a lot out of the crits here. Every time you see a white number there, that's the actual explosion damage popping in there. Okay, we just shoved a fusion core inside a fusion core. Now, if we stand still, will we take the piss damage? Probably not. Now, what I probably should do now is whack on stabilized, please. Where is it? Alphabetical order. Puts it there. We are over capacity, but whatever. We don't have to worry about anything. In fact, she's going to piss now, again. Now, it'd be interesting to see what kind of damage we're doing now that we don't have to worry about this. And we'll just jump out of the way of being punched by you, because that is definite game cheese. I saw a 76 there. God only knows where we got that one from. If I target the torso, will we do better? Not really. No use revving up the barrels when we can't even fire the bloody thing. It's got no ammo. So 21, 17s, it's not really that much of a difference, unfortunately. We'll see the occasional shot over 20, and when it's flying in a specific way, we'll even catch some of the explosive damage on it. So there you go. We'll just keep on shooting. I didn't expect it to be this much of just a holding down mouse button 1 and just not even moving. But at the same time, it's not all that quick either. So it kind of answers the question if you're able to use heavy guns in VATS like all the time, like you would with like a fixer or something, right? You know, save the extra little bits where you have to reload. It just wouldn't be that good at all. Against a Scorched Beast Queen, that is, which is where it really matters, because with anything smaller than this thing, you don't have to worry about using VATS to try to spam these criticals to actually get it to work. Of course, if you had this kind of power against any mobbing thing, you'd be unstoppable. So maybe that's why they didn't do it. But the Scorched Beast Queen, she's a tough old nut, and she ain't gonna take the Gauss minigun like that sitting down, but at least it's a solo kill. Took 7.5 minutes, but that's a terrible drop. Get out of here. And you were sitting there waiting patiently the whole time. So, yeah, Gauss minigun versus Scorched Earth. It's not great. Even with spamming every single critical in the world using VATS, we couldn't really manage to get a great amount of damage there. Honestly, I might have been better off rolling one with fire rate, because, I mean, what else are you going to use? Crippling would have been nice just to send it down a little bit, but we weren't getting that much anyway. Also, I could have utilized one gun army. Could have swapped that out after I jumped in power armor, because serendipity does not work in power armor. Ricochet does. Weird, eh? So, there you go. If we could use weapons like this in VATS, it just wouldn't be worth it. So don't worry, don't feel like you're missing out if you're not using VATS all the time because you're using heavy guns, because they kind of suck anyway. Well, there you go. That's all we have to learn out of this. Could probably try this again and do it a lot quicker with a Gatling plasma, but I think we got the idea here. Thank you very much for watching, guys.